Today we are making almond flour muffins. This is just a base recipe so that way you can take it and add whatever you want to it within reason. Uh, and that way you can make other kinds of muffins. So what you're going to need is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees and then line a muffin tin with liners. I use silicone liners, or you need to spray it really well, grease the muffin tin if you don't have liners. You're going to need 2 cups of almond flour, the equivalent of 1/3 a cup artificial sweetener. It says liquid preferred, so I've got 1/3 of a cup of substitute here. This is Swerve. It's 8 packets, and I'm going to add it to 1/3 of a cup of water. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Got my baking powder. You're going to need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup butter melted. I am not doing dairy right now, so I have coconut oil and it's not melted. So I'm going to have to pause and do that when the time comes. And I said 4 eggs, right? You're going to need 4 eggs. Since my coconut oil is not melted and I'm not using butter, I actually have my olive oil out. So we're going to switch out for olive oil. We'll make these a Mediterranean feel. So first things first, you're going to preheat your oven. We did that. We greased our muffin tin. I've got my silicone liners. So the next step is to mix all of our dry ingredients together. Have you noticed that every time I make something in these videos, something doesn't work out and I have to substitute? One of these days, I am going to do a recipe and it's supposed to be 2 teaspoons and I just did a 1/4 of a teaspoon or 1/2 a teaspoon. It's okay, I've got this. We fixed it. That's 1 and 2. There we go. 2 teaspoons baking powder. I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm using Himalayan pink salt because it's pretty and that's what I've got right now. Alright, 1/4 of a teaspoon. That is all of our dry ingredients. So we're going to mix that together. I swear, every time I try a recipe, something's missing, but it's okay because we make do. We always do, right? In a smaller bowl, you're going to do your wet ingredients now. So 4 eggs. That's a good looking egg, actually. It's quite a large yolk. I'd show you, but it's not that interesting. All right, 4 eggs. What I like about these is they're low in carbs, neutral flavor. It reminds me of cornbread, actually, a little bit. So this would go great with chili, soup. I'm going to eat mine at breakfast tomorrow with bacon. So 1/2 a cup of fat, we'll say that. And then you need 1/3 cup of water. And then since we're using liquids, they want liquid sweetener, and I'm using dry. We're actually going to add 2/3 of a cup of water to make up for that lack of liquid sweetener. There we go. And we'll whisk that together. Oh, funny story. I broke my whisk. I don't know how, but yeah. It's still good though. It still does its job even though it's broken. Unlike my immune system. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. I'm trying to make it too. As you can see, these are really coming up fast. Like, you can get these done so quick. Make sure all the yolks are broken. Now, what I think would be nice next time is I would probably double the sweetener, add vanilla and banana extract, and some walnuts and make banana muffins. Also, maybe some chocolate chips. You can get Lily's chips or chop up some dark chocolate and add that in there. I would probably up the sweetener and add vanilla. Blueberries would be nice. Lemon poppy seed. You can do all sorts of stuff. Okie dokie. Now that we've done that, we're going to add that to our bowl. And we'll mix that together to create our batter. I'm using a wooden spoon. You could also use a whisk. You could also use rubber spatula. It's not very sticky. It actually is a pretty loose batter, so you don't really need to overmix it or anything. There we go. All right, so we have our batter. I'm going to use a 1/4 of a cup's measuring cup here to portion these out. You're going to fill them halfway at least. There we go. It's going to be actually about like, looks like halfway is approximately 2, maybe 3 tablespoons. And we'll see if these portion out correctly. If not, I'll have to add more to each one. It's supposed to make 12. Let's see what happens, right? I have another muffin recipe I want to try for you guys. I'll do that later in the week. And then your oven should be at 350. And you're going to bake these for 15 to 18 minutes. And it looks like I'm going to be adding batter to some of the other ones. Yeah, this is going to work for approximately 1/4 of a cup per. Look at that. We only have a little bit left, and I've got 1 scoop left. That's perfect. Let's just pour that in here. That one's going to be a little more full, and then there we go. That looks really good. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like before I throw it in the oven. That looks nice. All right, so I will be throwing these in the oven for 15 to 18 minutes, and I will show you the outcome and tell you about the macros in a second. See you then. Welcome back. The muffins are done. They're cooling. I took them already out of their liners, and they're on the cooling rack. I also ate one already. They're delicious. Now, the macros on the web page that I'm giving you in the link are incorrect. You're going to have to calculate your own macros. So what you're going to want to do is you will take the ingredients. So 2 cups of almond flour. All right, so 1 almond flour is given in as 1 ounce. So 1 ounce times 8 equals 2 cups. And then that way, that's how you'll figure out how many carbs, fat, calories, fiber is in that. 1/2 cup butter melted. That is going to be 1 ounce of butter, which is 2 tablespoons of butter times 4 to get a 1/2 cup. So you'll do that to get the amount of fat. 4 eggs. That's pretty easy. 4 times the nutritional value of eggs, which is on the packaging as well. So you'll do that. You'll get that. And then what you're going to do is you'll take these totals. Okay, whatever numbers end up at the end here when you calculate how much it is for the total recipe. And you'll do that for calories, fat, carbs, fiber, and protein for each thing. And what you'll do is you'll take those totals and then you'll just divide them by 12. Each of them, and that'll give you how many carbs, fat, protein, fiber, calories are in each muffin. The reason I'm showing you this is because things change when it comes to recipes. Like, I didn't use butter. I was going to use coconut oil, but instead I ended up using olive oil. So the macros are going to be completely different than the one on the website. And like I said, the one on the website actually is incorrect. So it's better for you to take the ingredients you are using in your recipe and find out how much it is individually on your own. That way you know exactly what you're eating. And I hope you enjoy this recipe. Sorry the video went on a little bit longer than I thought. And have a great weekend.